Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marilyn Darling Show, and welcome to another episode of an ink review. Today, we are looking at another ink. This one is from Vinta London Grey. Here is our ink comparison panel. It's a nice dark grayish blue ink, bluish gray ink. Here is our ink swatch water resistance test shows. Doesn't have very much water resistance. Might not use this on the outside of an envelope for fear it may wash away. Here's our toilet paper chromatography. There's like an orange reddish bit, pinky bit in the middle, and then there's a turquoise bit along the outside. I thought that was very interesting. Alright, before we go any further, I'm going to share this with our friends so that they can come and hang out with us too. At this time, I would encourage you to share this with your friends so that they can also come and hang out with us too. Discord. Sorry, it takes a little bit of time for all of these pages to open. Facebook, LinkedIn, Blogger, and Reddit. Okay, I'm gonna go to the YouTube, share. Let's see if there are any other. Yes, I like that. Share your YouTube. Okay, I don't know where. Oh, social chat maybe? Art share? I'm sorry, this is taking slightly longer than normal. I am trying to share out to more people, so it might take me just a little bit longer than normal. Hello, Stuffs. Como. Okay, so I think I've shared it out to all my friends. Hopefully some of them will come and hang out with us. That only took 5 hours. I'm so sorry. 6 minutes. So here's our ink of the day. It's like a dark grayish ink. Kind of looks like a greenish gray here. But then as you can see, there's clearly some turquoise in there. And some like red left behind. It's very interesting, very strange. Okie dokie. There is some paper. Let's maybe do a little writing sample. Today's pen will be using the Lamy Vista with a broad nib. And the ink in here is Vinta. Vinta. London Gray. It almost looks green. Let's see, is that hindering or helping? Can I have some? Thank you. Yeah, it's a very interesting color. It's like a bluish gray. Very strange. Alright, let's do some paper review, shall we? How is everyone doing today? Are you having a nice day? I hope you're having a nice day wherever you are in the world. Let's do some paper review. Okay, this is the Pen and Gear memo book from Walmart.com. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Lightweight traveler's notebook paper. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Super lightweight traveler's notebook paper. Little trouble grabbing the page. Other than that, no bleeding, no lots of ghosting. Field Notes Journal. It's got a little bit of wiggle, shading, bleeding, and ghosting. Moleskine 70 GSM, feather like a chicken, bled to the page. Fabriano Eco Qua 85 GSM, beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Pelican Hub notebook paper, beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, barely any ghosting. Colt Pens 120 GSM notebook paper. Excuse me just a second. Okay. Colt Pens notebook paper. Beautiful shading, a little bit of feathering, a little bit of ghosting. Midori MD paper. Nice shading. No feathering, no bleeding, and barely any ghosting. 68 GSM Tumaway River. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, and barely any ghosting. Idea notebook, 80 GSM. Beautiful shading, no feathering. Little bit of ghosting. Cosmo Airlight, 75 GSM. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, and barely any ghosting. Eco Jot notebook paper. Beautiful shading, no real feathering, a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. This is Milky Color paper from Daiso. A little bit of shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Office Depot, Office Max. Nice shading, a little bit of feathering, bleeding, and ghosting. The Jot Journal from the Dollar Tree. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Maramon Nemosity 80 GSM Dock Red. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Maramon Nemosity 80 GSM Dock Red. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. I think it might have just said that. Sorry. Oxford Black and Red notebook paper. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Sawstring Greens Handel's Company. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, and barely any ghosting. Clairefontaine 90 GSM. A little bit of shading, a little bit of wiggle, a little bit of ghosting, heavy ghosting right there. Exceed 100 GSM heavyweight paper from Walmart.com. Beautiful shading, a little bit of wiggle, bleeding and ghosting. Archer and Olive notebook paper, 160 GSM. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. New Eco notebook paper, a little bit of shading, a little bit of feathering, a little bit of ghosting, a little bit of heavy ghosting right there. Fitting Gear composition book from Walmart.com. A little bit of shading, a little bit of feathering, a little bit of ghosting, a little bit of heavy ghosting right there. Alright, this is color drawing paper, smoky color. A little bit of barely any shading, a little bit of feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Excellent. Up and Up Wide Rolled composition book from Target.com. A little bit of shading, a little bit of no feathering, no bleeding, and barely any ghosting. Can't stop yawning. I don't know what's wrong with me. True Red composition book from Staples.com. Beautiful shading, a little bit of feathering, a little bit of bleeding and ghosting. Apka notebook paper, 81.4 GSM. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, barely any ghosting. Five-star notebook paper. I'm a cat, still trying to make a scene. But beautiful shading, a little bit of feathering, a little bit of ghosting, heavy ghosting. Ayush 100 GSM paper. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. The Nanami 7C 68 GSM Tomoe River. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. CVS Caliber notebook paper. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Oxford notebook paper. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, barely any ghosting. Pen & Gear Heavyweight notebook paper. Again, beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. HP Premium 32-pound copy paper. A little bit of shading, a little bit of feathering, a little bit of ghosting. J&B Copperplate Graph Pen from JohnNeilBooks.com. A little bit of shading, a little bit of feathering, a little bit of ghosting. Rhodia Dot Pad 80 GSM. A little bit of shading, a little bit of feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Original Crown Mill 100 GSM paper. A little bit of shading, no feathering, no bleeding, and barely any ghosting. And Vintage Mead. Beautiful shading, no feathering, no bleeding, and barely any ghosting. Okay. Let's take a look at a comparison panel. Okay, what color is this? Is it a blue ink? Is it a gray ink? Is it going to surprise all of us and be a teal ink? No, I don't think so. I want to look in the blue department to see if I can find anything that runs anywhere near this color first, and then we will go to the gray department to see if there's anything over there worth checking out. Alright. This is Vinta London Gray next to Nemesine Blue Snowball Nebula Twinkle, my favorite blue ink. Allegheny River, Blue Black. Ooh, Wearing Gold the Mind is kind of close. Molten Tin is kind of close. Prussian Blue is actually kind of close. 54th Mass is far away. No. No, no. Oh, here we are. Diamond Blizzard is actually more greener. Okay, so let's take a look at some gray inks. Wearing All I Am a Cat. No. No, no. Colorverse Alpha End is kind of close. Fuyu Shogun is kind of close. Green Nuage is kind of close. And that's it. Well, what did you guys think about today's ink? Are you guys thinking thoughts about getting this ink? Do you have this ink? Let me know what your thoughts of this ink are in the comment section below. That's all I've got for today. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I hope that you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Like, comment, subscribe. Ring the little bell. Make sure it's set to all, so when I upload new content, YouTube notifies you. Alright, don't forget to check out the links in the doobly-doo. Check out my new website. Join the calligraphy class, the paper review page. Join our Discord. And if you'd like to save 10% off on your next order to Atlas Stationers, use the link in the description. Likewise, if you want to save 10% off on your next order to Pen Boutique, use the link in the description. And I will be back very soon with another video. So take care until then. Okay, love you, bye. Have a great day.